Software. Hardware. They're identical. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. So hello, welcome to a new video. My name is John Skippy Limcool. Hands together, head bowed. Welcome. Hey, so this is Wavestate Native, software version plugin of Wavestate. They're identical. They sound the same. Anything you make on software, you can load into hardware. Anything you make in the hardware version, you can load into the software version. They were designed this way, let's say from the very beginning. On top of this, I can't really show you a lot about it because I just got it, but OPSix is also available as a plugin. I could bring it. And it's got tons of patches, really cool. Cool interface showing you the, see this waveform getting more complex. From sine wave to not a sine wave. Both are available right now as plugins. So now you can work on your DAW, use the Wavestate plugin, get everything set how you want it to be, save the patches, copy the same samples if you're using a sample set so that they're in the hardware, save the patches over because they're compatible. And now you can go tour, everything's set. Don't have to like do anything other than use it, right? Its interface is really cool. I'm going to give you an overview of that in a minute. This video is sponsored by my website, pluginguru.com, which is my own little baby. And we have all sorts of libraries available. There's a new library of cinematic, like incredible guitars, basses, and trailer sound effects and so forth called Renegade, 12 gigabytes for Unify. That just came out. We'll talk at the end of this a minute about Unify because the library patches have already been unified. And it's really easy to have 5 layers of Wavestate playing if you want. So I'll show you that at the very end. So the Wavestate version is identical to the hardware version. You have a little bit different interface, of course, to get around, but it's very helpful. For example, you can look at the synthesis page for each of the layers. For the velocity, all the different settings here. This is the filter. Go to wave sequencing. This is the unique thing of Wavestate, of course, wave sequencing. And the cool thing is that, as you can see, there's multiple lanes that can each be independently doing their thing. If I want this bongo to be a different sound, I just have to click on this, and I can go to any category. And all of Korg's famous samples from brass and bass and strings and synths, the vast majority of those and a lot more are inside of Wavestate. There's tons and tons of stuff sample-wise to play with. So I could go over here to the perk. And this goes on for quite a while if you scroll, and we could, let's say instead of that, I want it to be, let's find a snare. So you can play with wave sequencing, make your own wave sequence, because basically it's fully editable at this point, right? Your setup page has the voicing parameters. Zones has the key zones for the 4 layers, whether they play across the whole keyboard or you limit them. Same with velocity. You can have 4 velocity layers in one patch if you want. Then the effects page has the pre-effects and the mod effects per layer. They each share their own. And then the delay and the reverb EQ are global for everybody to use. And then finally, they have the modulation list where, as you can see, virtually every parameter can be modulated by the separate controls down here. You've got envelopes and LFOs and all that kind of stuff to play with. So it's very, very powerful. So if I wanted to go over here to the librarian and I could say strings and just what the Wavestate offers, now I'm playing Wavestate strings. So it has searching capabilities and so forth. If you want to put your own samples into the Wavestate, you can use the sample builder application that's for the hardware version of Wavestate to make something that you would then make as a compiled bank that can be loaded into the Wavestate plugin version of Wavestate. Very, very powerful. Up to 4 gigabytes of samples can be used at one time. Also, I've made a 2-set library for the Wavestate hardware of Mega Magic Dreams and Mega Magic Pads. That bundle is available and it works for the Wavestate software plugin version as well. And if you buy the library for hardware, or else if you bought the library in the past for hardware, you can log into the website and there's a software version to download or a hardware version to download, depending on whether you want both or just one, depending on which one you have. They have a special offer if you own the hardware versions of the Wavestate or OPSix. They have a special incentive price because it's new. So one last thing to show you, if you own Unify, we have already unified the library. And the cool thing with this is that all of the Wavestate patches can be loaded into new layers in Unify, because that's what Unify is amazing for. I can just say Train to Berlin and they're synced, they're playing at the same time. I could go to the Falcon library that's been unified, call up a patch from Falcon. They work. Right? So it has been unified. So all of the patches for all these different we've got over 50 synthesizers. There's like 70,000 patches for factory patches. We have saved them out in Unify format because Unify lets you take this sound and like doubling the wave states, just go down here and say, I want to add a nice really pad to this. So let's say floating. There it is. And if I want, I can go, oh, I need to have trance domination. There you go, Wavestate. So, yeah, the plugins are available. They're great. They sound just like the hardware. They're interchangeable. And in Unify, they've been unified so that you can layer them on top of each other very easily to make really beautiful layers of wave states plus all your other plugins. Really, really exciting. So, yay. So, see you in the next video.